What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Drivers Edition. Today has been a crazy day. I've been trying to shoot a video all day and I just can't get it out. And I know why? Because of course there's some new Corvette news that just got dropped. So I've tried to shoot this video twice so far, and every time I try to shoot it, the phone call comes in, interruption, so forth. And if you haven't heard, I don't know where you've been, but there's people that haven't heard. Corvette has been announced that Corvette is going electric. So what do you think about that? Let's talk about it. So it's been a crazy morning. I've been on a phone call for about an hour with my best friend. We were talking about some information, and I was like, you know, you heard Corvette's going electric, right? And he was like, no, when did that happen? So for anybody else that's been living under a rock, hate to point you out like that, Chuck, but if anybody else that's been living under a rock, Mike Rouse came out and said yesterday on CNBC that Corvette will be going electric. Now, what does that mean? That means there is a hybrid model coming. That means that it will eventually become all electric. And this doesn't catch me by surprise, but it's seen to catch a lot of people by surprise because Facebook and Twitter and, you know, Instagram, my messages, the phone's been blowing up. Like, people have literally been complaining in Corvette forums and groups and so forth as if this is the death of the Corvette. But yet, I made a video a few months back and people called me crazy when I said, is this the end of the gas engine Corvette? Because of the announcement that GM made at the Super Bowl about them dropping 30 new electric vehicles by 2035. By GM dropping 30 new electric vehicles by 2025. So this was not at all a surprise to me, but apparently it's catching a lot of people by surprise. So what does that mean when I say electric Corvettes are coming? That means you're going to see a hybrid version, which to me, and I'm just saying to me, has kind of been what I've been leaning towards or in favor of anyway. Ever since the BMW i8 came out with that gas electric platform, to me it was underpowered. They should have used a bigger engine, but I was always intrigued about it, especially by the mid-engine design. And then came out the Acura NSX. And for those of you that know me personally, you know I came this close to getting the Acura NSX over the Corvette, but my heart truly was with Chevy and the Corvette. So, plus, I'm not going to lie, the front engine storage space, or the frunk, is what kept me with Chevy. So now, with this information being released, I think it could be the perfect marriage for me because I've been begging for that platform for quite some time now, and it looks like it's about to happen. So my question to most of you guys is, are you surprised? And I would say why? Because if you've been following any kind of news, ever since back in, say, 2012, 2010 timeline, somewhere in that timeline, California was trying to pass a bill that all vehicles must be zero emission by 2040 or 2045. Well, it didn't pass back then, but as of recently, I believe sometime in 2020, they actually passed a bill, the governor passed it, that California, every new car sold in California by 2035 or 2035 and going forward will have to be zero emissions, meaning all electric. Now, California usually takes the bold steps first. So when they kind of were pushing for it back in 2012, I believe, you had some automakers come out and say that they would be offering at least 60% of their vehicles as all electric by 2030. Some even made a bold statement and said by 2035 or 2040 they would be all electric. Well, now that that bill has gotten passed, in the last year, especially in 2021, we've seen a lot of manufacturers come out and say by 2035 they will be all electric, and GM was one of them. Not to mention Maserati and a few others, but they've come out and announced that they plan on being all electric by 2035. So you had to understand, or at least grasp, that either the Corvette was going to die, which I just did never see that happening, or it was going to become an electric vehicle, which we have just gotten complete confirmation that it will become an electric vehicle. Now, why do I like the hybrid model, or what's been dubbed the E-Ray? And I would tell you why: because of the performance aspect. If you actually put 2 electric motors in the front wheels and it follows the same hybrid concept as the BMW i8 or the Acura NSX, you're going to get an all-wheel drive Corvette with a nice amount of power. And who can complain about that? If you actually see the video they released, you see the Corvette riding in the snow, the front wheels taking off first, followed by the rear wheels, to let you know that it's becoming an all-wheel drive vehicle. An all-wheel drive Corvette should give you some amazing 0-60 times, and the instant torque from the electric motors should give you some drop, hands down, throw you back in the seat performance that'll make any Corvette enthusiast or lover so excited about the performance capabilities of this vehicle. Now, I know there's a lot of people out here sitting there saying, oh, I can't believe that, you know, they're going electric and this is just ruining the Corvette brand. But ultimately, I kind of can feel your complaint, because there's something about that exhaust note of a big V8 that we are going to miss. I'm sure they'll probably pump some engine noise in to give you some kind of curve like they do with the Acura NSX and the BMW i8, but it still would never be comparable to the actual sound of a V8. Now, before we get too deep in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We always talk about interesting topics here. There's information about multiple cars, so a lot of information about the Corvette right now because it's just controlling the market, so forth. But join the community, show some love, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, have some fun, get some feedback. I'll comment. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can give me some information. You can give me some topics you want to get information on. I'll gladly get into them. But let's get back to this topic. The other question I've been asked today, because I've gotten several emails and a couple messages in my DMs, is with the conversion to the new all-wheel drive platform or the hybrid platform, does that mean that they're going to lose the frunk on the C8? A lot of people are starting to say yes, and they believe so. Well, I'm going to be the first person, I guess, to tell you no. And the reason why I say no is, as you look, they've adapted the same wide body stance as the Z06. And if you're looking at it, to me, by adapting the same wide body stance as the Z06, it allows them to keep some form of a frunk. Now, it may not remain the same size as it currently is, but one thing that you have to understand about GM, they have been very adamant about keeping the storage capacity of the C8. So to me, when they drop this hybrid version, or the C8 E-Ray, if that's what it's truthfully called, then yes, I do not expect them to lose the front storage space. It may get reduced, but I do not expect it to go zero or go bye-bye. I got 2 more points for you. So with this information coming out, like I said, it's been hard for me to shoot this video because I reached out to a couple of dealers for confirmation, which I already knew was a golden thing because who actually announced it on CNBC. But now we have dealers starting to scramble to start new lists. Some dealers say they haven't started their list yet. I've had dealers actually reach out and contact me saying, hey, I know you asked about it beforehand, and now that it's been announced and confirmed, their dealership is trying to start a list, and they want me to, they're giving me the opportunity to sign up on their list to be one of the first people to actually get an E-Ray. Well, here's my thing about that. It's a great thought and a great concept, and I know many of you will probably jump on it. But my concern and my issue is, and why I'm not so enthusiastic to just jump and hop on a list, is one, you don't even have a good idea of how many vehicles you're going to get. GM hasn't even released the pricing of the current Z06 yet, and they still having part issues with that. Third, when I ask you, are you selling the MSRP? Which I don't even have a problem if you're not, but you can't confirm to me what you're selling the vehicle for. But with all this uncertainty, you want me to give you $2,000 to $5,000 for a deposit to get a vehicle when I have no idea what it's going to cost me to get it, what you plan on charging MSRP or above, and the actual timeline. Now, they did announce that the first vehicle, the hybrid version, should be out in 2023. So I'm telling you, since there was no indication for ordering a hybrid on the current 2023 order forms, it leads me to believe that the 2023 release is going to be when it hits the street, but it's going to be a 2024 model year vehicle. So expect to see it, I would say, sometime late summer, early fall of 2023. Now, if you're excited like I am, and I am excited, I will say this to you. I'm torn. And the reason why I'm torn is because I've had some good progress with trying to acquire a Z06, and I'm going to release another Chasing the Z06 video, which is going to open a lot of you guys' eyes up and actually give you some information that may surprise some of you. So stay tuned, that is coming. But I've made some nice progress with Chasing the Z06, but I have a feeling that the E-Ray is now going to become the target of a lot of people who were looking to get a Z06, and the odds of them getting one, or they're so far back on the list, they're going to switch their focus, which may even open it up more possibilities to actually acquire a Z06, especially if the E-Ray actually comes in cheaper than the Z06, which most of us believe will be the case, because it's supposed to replace the Grand Sport in the lineup, which has always been a cheaper option. It's been the mid-range gap between the base C8 and the Z06. So if the E-Ray can hold that platform down, it's going to shift a lot of buyers from the Z06 to the hybrid. So let's stay tuned for that. Now, the rumor mills have been going crazy as well. If you haven't heard, now that GM has announced a hybrid platform, which they haven't said which engines are going to be used to the hybrid platform, but they announced that more variants were coming of the electric version of the Corvette. We now hear people saying, hey, which I have seen no indications, and I want to say that one more time, I have no indications to confirm this information is true, but it's starting to come out now that the ZR1 is being rumored to become another hybrid vehicle, but it's supposed to use the Z06 flat plane crank engine. Now, 670 horsepower on a naturally aspirated engine is already amazing. If you slap on some electric motor wheels in the front and instant torque, this vehicle could be off the charts, and just thinking about it makes me get chills. But you guys tell me what you think. Do you think GM will go that route? Do you think this is just one of those rumors that's going to be put to bed, or somebody just started talking because they want to get some attention? Either way, just a thought. It's nice to think about what the possibilities could be. So that's all I have on this breaking news of Corvette going electric. But before you go, please hit the like and subscribe. Join the ICNV Drive Edition community. Share the video with some good information in here. Again, we talk about interesting topics when they come out. We discuss a lot of things on the channel. Please support. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate the love. I see you in these streets. Stay blessed. Till the next video. Peace. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like and subscribe button. If you feel like there's a couple things I missed, let me know.